Hi there, it's Scott ROCKFILE with ROCKFILE Radio, and back with another podcast, this time a live Zoom interview with Lars from Soen. Good afternoon or good evening. What is it where you are, Lars?
Good evening. It's 6 o'clock in the evening here, so I just finished my dinner. Early dinners with since I have a 5-year-old. So yeah, evening here, I guess.
And it's 9 a.m. here, so good morning.
Good morning to you.
So you've been in the band since 2014, and you guys are about to release something a little bit different for the band. Tell me why Atlantis came to be.
Well, to start with, we had a pandemic. Maybe you heard of it. I don't know. And everybody was sitting at home, so we couldn't tour on Imperial. So we did what everybody else was doing at the time, which was going for a live stream. But then, being Soen, having members on different continents and in different countries, and also being Soen, that we always like to take things 1 or 2 or maybe 5 steps further, we ended up renting the best studio that you can get in Sweden, kind of in Europe actually, hiring a bunch of extra musicians. I was working on the string scores for half a year, and we got the director, and we got just collecting everybody that could make this as special as possible. Of course, always in mind that we might want to release this later, not only as a stream, because we were first released as a stream one year ago, basically. And and it turned out really well, so we decided to go for it and make it a vinyl and make it a DVD and a CD, and just to get it out there for everybody. A way of celebrating the band.
A lot of bands over their careers, over the history of rock and roll, some have stripped down their music, and it's been, just stripped down versions of the songs, but you guys kind of elevated these songs. You kind of took them to different places. What was the thought process of approaching a song and doing it differently, completely?
Well, when we were bouncing ideas what to do with the stream, what do we like? So I'm a sucker for string quartets. I always want to add that to all types of music, and I love to write for that setting. And we all grew up listening to and watching MTV Unplugged. So we had that in mind, that maybe we should do something that have the taste of that, MTV Unplugged feel, but with the extra strings and the choirs. In our songs on the albums, there are actually a lot of things happening, more layers than people are aware of. So we wanted to showcase that and bring out, all the counter melodies and all the different layers of vocals, and just to show it in a different way. When it's not so much distortion going on, it's easier to get to actually hear.
Oh, sure. It sounds amazing, by the way. Obviously, it was recorded in an incredible studio, because I can hear everything.
And David Castillo, who we worked with a lot before, he also did a fantastic job capturing the live recording and also doing the mix afterwards. So, for the sound, we need to give him a shout out, because he did so fantastic job on this.
So what was it like playing with these people live? I'm sure you've recorded things before, but you're actually doing a live performance with stringed instruments and stuff. That's got to be different.
Yeah, it was intense. So we had booked the studio. We had the studio booked for 2 days, December 9 and December 10 last year. And we basically had to have everything done in those 2 days. And first day was just kind of rehearsal and just setting up, making a sound check, basically. And then we just went for it. The December 10th, we just song after song after song after song, a full day. So you can, if you see the DVD, you can really see how everybody is super focused and just going for it. It was special. It was really magic, because I think 13 musicians playing at the same time, and if one screw up, then you have to redo it. So you don't want to be the one that screws up. And that kind of energy is hard to replicate when you do a normal session, when layering first drums and then bass or whatever.
Right. There's
vibe.
no second chances when you're not overdubbing and things like that.
Exactly. And since we film it as well, I mean, we can't replace the parts because then you can tell.
Right.
Looking at the videos. So
hey, his fingers weren't touching right there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So
now the whole thing. Fun. Go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead.
The whole thing sounds amazing, but what are your favorites? What is a standout track that just took on a whole new life in this project?
To me, well, I think for the whole band, I think when we started to work on Antagonist already from the start, because that song is the one that differs the most from the original. Mm-hmm. We completely reworked that. So I think that was a special one because that was like the one song that set the whole project off. But River, I think River turned out really, really well. That's a favorite. It's fun with our Slipknot cover. I think that was that turned out better than I would have expected when the idea came up. So
I was going to say, how'd that idea come up to do a cover, and how did you choose that one?
We've been discussing of doing a cover for quite a long time, and I think it was Martin's idea to do that one. And at first I was like, huh, really? Should we do a Slipknot? But you know, when we changed the key, so we took it up 3 half steps, and when I heard Joel doing his version of it, I was like, okay, this is perfect. This can be really good. And I've been listening to Slipknot quite much, but I didn't have that kind of. I was familiar with the song, but I hadn't listened that much to it. So when I started to rearrange that song, I came out pretty, blank. And I think that was a good thing, because then otherwise it would be easier to just do exactly what Slipknot are doing. Yeah.
It came out really well. It sounds great.
Thanks.
So I hear the 5-year-old. What's his or her name?
Oh yeah, Leah. She's playing out there.
Have you taken her to shows yet?
Yeah, she's not allowed to go to shows, but I'm taking her to sound check.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
and wearing little headphones, I hope.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. That's very important.
So now that you got this out of the way, and this was actually recorded almost a year ago, what's next for you guys?
We're going to do last leg of the Imperial tour. Imperial was our last album that came out in 2021. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do the last leg of that tour now starting in 2 or 3 weeks in North America. So unfortunately not in Alaska, but all over.
We've learned a road trip from here. West Coast is not that far. So
okay. Maybe consider it for the next time.
Absolutely. You guys would like the weather here.
Yeah, probably. We will go up to Canada a little bit, but mostly like the eastern part of Canada.
Right.
So that will going to be 20 dates. And then right now, actually, every day we are working on the next album. So that's what keeps us occupied during the days right now. So every day, multiple hours of just finalizing the songs, so they're going to be ready to record in the start of January or February.
Excellent.
Yeah. So really exciting stuff.
So you've been in the band longer than you've had a child. Has that been difficult to juxtapose the whole family thing with the touring and the recording and the?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit difficult, sure, but it's good to have a fiancé that helps out a lot, and when I'm gone, and really she really steps up and do fantastic, taking care of everything. And I try to do as much as I can when I'm home between tours, but of course it's a little bit of a puzzle. But also Joel also have 2 kids, and Martin have 4 kids, so
wow,
we're kind of a family organization in a way. So
that's always included in the planning for these things, I guess. Now,
yes, of course, you can't be away for too long. You need to go home to the kids, and
it's nice to have that home base, I'm sure.
It's fantastic, of course. It makes you grounded, and just makes life a lot better. Do you have kids yourself?
I do not. I have 2 small dogs who are being very good right now. which is great.
All right, perfect.
The noise gate doesn't always get them, so you know it's nice that they're being mellow this morning.
Yeah, I wish I had dogs, but well, I'm away from home too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Lars, it's been wonderful to talk to you. I'm a huge fan of the band, so to actually get to you on the Zoom and talk to you has been great. But the new project is incredible, and I can't wait to hear new music from you guys too.
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, it will not be as acoustic, of course, but it's it's really great material that we're working on right now. So we're all super stoked to get it out there. But of course, first we need to record it properly, and then everything takes time. And
you have to finish up those touring requirements, and we want to see you out there on the road, so we won't complain about that.
Oh yeah, we're so stoked to this is going to be our first tour of the US. So we only been doing festivals and a couple of shows in Canada, but never the full scale tour. So we're all really, really stoked to do that now.
Can't wait to see you out there, Lars. Give everybody our best, and we'll see you soon.
I will. Thank you so much. Take care.
Good luck with everything. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.